Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 204 is finally here, Blood and Oil Part 3, and it opens up showing us 3 hands on Choso's back here with the caption, "With no hope for life, but every hope for his brother, the perfect warmth to support the heart is." And then it's shown to us that Choso is being spiritually pushed by none other than Iso, Kechizo, and Yuji, all cheering him on, saying that you can do it. We see Choso tearing up here with a stiff upper lip, and then all of a sudden he starts screaming, "Yeah, leave it to me," summoning a piercing blood in his hand and once again attacking Kenjaku here. Kenjaku, again, smugly and nonchalantly stood there saying, "Piercing blood is fastest at its start, so if I dodge it the first time, no matter how you correct its course, I have nothing to be afraid of." Effortlessly dodging the piercing blood, and then he jumps into the air and is just elegantly floating above all the chaos and destruction down below. And honestly, this is a really cool shot of Kenjaku here. There aren't many cool shots of Kenjaku, but this I really like. As Kenjaku lands to the floor, Choso curves the piercing blood around to try and catch Kenjaku off guard here, and Kenjaku notes that this is Iso's technique here, summoning a cursed spirit and just hopping on that bad boy to fly away. He lets the cursed spirit tank the attack while he drops down again on one of those miniature cloud spirits that he has, and we see Choso sprinting towards Kenjaku with the title Wing King. Now this is in reference to Iso's technique Wing King, where we saw back in the day where Iso was fighting Yuji, where Iso had basically created these massive wings out of blood out of his back here, and we see Choso basically doing the same here. It's an imitation technique basically. Kenjaku and Choso catching up with each other and throwing hands here, and Kenjaku makes the comment that this is just a mere imitation, as again he summons another cursed spirit to tank the attacks that Choso launches at him from his Wing King. Choso then notes that because of the way the cursed spirits disappear, it's like a smoke screen, which gives Kenjaku the advantage. Kenjaku, wasting no time, launches 3 more onyx-like looking cursed spirits at Choso, and Choso tanks the attacks. 2 of them hitting his forearms and 1 hitting his midsection there. The one that hits his midsection almost looks like the cursed spirit that one-shot him in the last chapter, but we see Choso getting cut up badly by this here, and then eventually is able to destroy the cursed spirits with his own blood. We then see Kenjaku nonchalantly chilling on this tree here, and he says, "Once you imbue tracking into a skill, it can't be as fast as piercing blood. As I'm your parent, I'm not affected by poison in your blood." But I do want to point out here that he says imbue tracking into a skill, it can't be as fast as piercing blood, and tracking is put in quotation marks here, and it makes me wonder if Kenjaku found a way to have techniques basically become self-autonomous and track their opponents off their own volition, because we know that Choso has to control his own techniques. So I wonder if Kenjaku found a way, maybe through curse manipulation, to imbue tracking, as he says, into his techniques so that he doesn't have to control them via hand signals or by any thought. Basically, he just selects an opponent as the target, and those attacks follow the target until they connect or are destroyed. Does make me wonder. We see Choso standing in front of Kenjaku, and Kenjaku is just basically watching this dude like he's a test subject. You know, he's got his chin in his hand. He's just relaxing this entire fight. And Kenjaku just says, "Was there a point to all of those attacks?" Choso, again, I want to point out the cuts on his forearms. Those are very important right now. He says, "Like Iso, elegantly. Like Kechizo, freely." And he launches his hand like none other than Luffy from One Piece. I feel like this is Gege's little nod to Luffy here with him doing this. It's quite a funny attack to look at here, but it catches Kenjaku completely and utterly off guard here. He grabs Kenjaku by the scruff of his neck and launches him about, and I think this is actually the first attacks he's actually landed on Kenjaku here. Kenjaku tanks the attacks, and it doesn't seem to be that he uses any cursed spirits, not that we can see from these attacks landing. Choso then drags Kenjaku over towards him and launches a punch at him, screaming powerfully, quoting that he must be like Yuji. Just as the attack seemingly lands, we see that Kenjaku summoned a small cursed spirit in his hand to tank the attack, and he says smugly, "Are you done yet?" Honestly, bro, Kenjaku is one of the coldest villains in this series. I actually is becoming one of my favorites from most series in general here. We see Choso getting all worked up again, saying, "How about this?" And again, he launches 4 more streams of piercing blood at Kenjaku, and he says, "I already told you the speed and power of that attack is far below par." But we see Choso saying tracking is just a canal, and we see that the piercing blood's catching up to Kenjaku, actually carrying compressed blood over to Kenjaku here, and it actually catches him off guard when Choso activates his supernova attack. But it's where we get the final and big bombshell for Kenjaku in this chapter. Kenjaku activates his own innate technique, and I want to be clear clear here, not Sugru's curse technique. People seem to be getting confused between the two. We have Sugru's curse technique of curse manipulation, but then we don't know what other curse techniques Kenjaku actually possesses other than being able to swap bodies here, and we finally get to see it in action. I've seen a lot of speculation over the past little couple of days here that Kenjaku's technique is something to do with gravity, and I am mostly inclined to believe this. I've seen so many theories about Kenjaku's technique being similar to Gojo's Limitless, because we can see that there is almost this ring, this little barrier around Kenjaku's feet, where all of these blood droplets have been forcibly brought down to the ground and decimated. And we know from past experiences that these supernova attacks aren't supposed to go down like this. They're supposed to be a buckshot, as Choso says, an attack of blood from all sides, but they were sent straight down, and we see Kenjaku just absolutely nonchalantly standing on top of this rock that is in a weird circular shape that is almost similar to Gojo, and we see that none of the attacks hit. So my theory on this is that Kenjaku possesses gravity manipulation. If sky manipulation can be a thing, and Gojo can affect space and time with his own techniques, warping the very physics of the world, it would make sense to me that a man like Kenjaku, who's basically a man of science in the Jujutsu sorcery world, has combined Jujutsu technique with the laws of physics for gravity here, creating some of the most powerful techniques that we've seen so far in the series. When we look at techniques that have combined themselves with natural physical laws, they are often ridiculously powerful. Sky manipulation, when used in the correct way, is incredibly powerful. Then we have Gojo's Limitless that affects space and time, and he is the most powerful in the series, and again his technique meshes with space and time of the natural law and order for the universe. So it would make sense to me that Kenjaku uses gravity, a way of basically imbuing science into his Jujutsu sorcery, which is all he really is. It's a mad scientist. But then we see Kenjaku looking very disappointed with himself, saying shit. And Choso gets extremely excited, saying, "You finally used it. Something other than cursed spirit manipulation." And then the two are interrupted. "I might be an only child, but you're damn awesome, Oni-chan." And we see Yuki Tsukumo standing there, ready to join the battle, with the title "Information Gleaned from the Bonds of Brotherhood." Next up, Special Grade Tsukumo Yuki. And oh my god, what a chapter this has been. We finally get to see Kenjaku's technique. Yuki Tsukumo finally joins the battle. I'm really sad that this chapter brings us to a break for next week, but holy fuck. Gege is writing heat right now, bro. Jujutsu fans are eating good with these chapters right now. But that is all from me. All I'm going to ask for you is if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider becoming a member to help support the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Much love. Peace out. Bye bye.